What up, Screen Fiends? I'm GB, and you're tuned in to Headz TV, where we like to discuss all the wonderful things appearing on your movie and your TV screens. In this episode, I'm going to give my review of The Strain, Season 4, Episode 2, titled The Blood Tax. All right, so I hate to constantly say this about all the shows that I've been watching, but most of the shows I've been watching have been hitting their mark, most of them. And I really like this episode of The Strain, better than the last episode. Now, there are still some glaring problems with the show. It's definitely not perfect. But I really wish that they went this route earlier on, Season 2, Season 3. Even if they did it from the beginning and did it like a Lost style, where we were following them in present, dealing with the nuclear fallout, and then giving us flashbacks of everything leading up until that. I mean, because so far the first two episodes of this season really have been doing a good job at making it feel apocalyptic, making it feel like different from most other shows. And even though there's still some writing problems, some dialogue problems, the big ones, and some of the acting is still a little wonky. But other than that, this season I'm really liking it. And there hasn't been like tons and tons of action either this season so far. Only 2 episodes, but still. And I feel like it's still the most exciting that it's ever been. So this episode, where we have last episode, was the nuclear. Zach sets off the nuclear bomb and all that. We know that the master is in a new host, all of that, right? So this one picks up like 3 months or whatever, a couple of months after those events. And they do this weird thing in the beginning, which it worked. I just didn't understand it. I guess they had to cut episodes or something. There's like big special effects and everything in the beginning, where you're watching previously on, and then all of a sudden it's all this new stuff showing you what happened in this time skip, where it's basically like Nazi Germany now, where the Strigoi, the vampires, are basically like the Nazis. They have concentration camps. They have certain humans that are like sympathizers. They work with them. They I guess you wouldn't call them sympathizers. I don't know what you would call the people that helped the Nazis, you know? Assholes. That's what I would call them. But that's what we have, this type of situation, and they're separating families. And even Satrakian, in a powerful moment, I thought, says, I've seen this place before, when he sees like the concentration camp and when they're pulling apart a mother and her child. Because if you remember, he lived through World War II. He was in a concentration camp. So this got to be super scary. This is like a messed up story right there. Like, you lived in a concentration camp, you managed to escape, you got away all this life, hunting down these vampires, only to end up in a concentration camp run by those very same vampires. Like, it's just a crazy circle for his story to go. But I liked it. It was really good. I liked how they went back and forth to 3 months ago and then present day. The actress Dutch sometimes hits and sometimes misses for me. I like the character, the idea of her, and sometimes the way she's portrayed and written, I really enjoy her. And then there's other times where it was like, this episode was a mixed bag for me. Most of it I liked. Most of Dutch's stuff I really enjoyed. But there was like a few instances, like when she was running on the roof and all that. Just the way she was running, like they didn't get an athletic actress, or they didn't train this actress to be a little bit more athletic. I don't know. Didn't work for me at all. But all in all, it's a good episode. It was nice seeing Gus come back. I missed him. I like Gus. He's a great character. He's another one though with the actor. Sometimes they hit, sometimes he hits, sometimes he misses. So yeah. And then we caught back up with Ephraim, and he's basically like playing underground doctor for like these revolutionaries that are trying to wage war or win war against the Strigoi. It really has a real World War II vibe, but a post-apocalyptic World War II with vampires. Strange vampires. Strange parasitic vampires at that. But I really liked it. But now those are the only characters we follow. We see a little Satrakian, not much, but a little bit. And then he gets taken. We don't see nothing. It's mostly Dutch this episode, and a lot of F too. And that's it. So now the things that and Zach is not with Ephraim. So where's Zach? Did he run back to the master? Probably, right? Where's Fett? I would imagine he's off doing some, underground disposal of Strigoi, himself. I would hope. I would like to think that. Yeah, it was a good episode. I love the way the atmosphere, the way the world feels. Good stuff. They really should have been doing this from, at the very least, season 3. It should have the nuclear bomb should have been set off in season 2. I don't care, following the books, whatever. Season 1 was so long and dragged out. They could have condensed that. And then they could have put a lot of what they had in season 2 in season 1. And then they could have made this work. They tried to drag it out too much. Because I think their original idea was 5 seasons. And then since the ratings haven't been all that great, they got smushed down to 4 seasons. And that's why they're moving around so rapid this last season. Because I guess they had a whole season planned out that they kind of had to scrap, But, I don't know. I'm liking it so far. It's not perfect. I'm liking this season, only 2 episodes in, better, I think, than I was liking Fear, or I don't know, maybe slightly better, because I put it on the same plane with Fear the Walking Dead, where a lot of the ideas are really good, and I like a lot of the actors, and sometimes their performances are on point, and the ideas in the writing are great, but the screenplays aren't that great, the directing's not that great, cinematography's not that great. There's a lot of flaws. But it seems like, as I said with Fear the Walking Dead, season 3 it's getting better. And season 4 of The Strain is at its best. Let's say that. And I can't say it's better than Fear yet, because we're only 2 episodes in, whereas Fear, we were, 6, 8 episodes in. So we'll see how it goes as it plays out. We'll see if I think it's more better than Fear, or right on the same plane, or worse. And we also have to see how Fear plays out, because it could go downhill from here, or it could go extremely uphill and be amazing. So look, I liked The Strain from the beginning, but it had so many problems. It was hard for me to follow it a lot of the times. I had to go back and rewatch, and I'm familiar with the source material, so that's even worse. But it was boring. Honestly, they weren't utilizing their time on FX well. And now this season, it's starting to feel more like an FX show, but still not there. It still doesn't feel like an FX show to me. It feels like something you'd see on TBS, TNT, USA, maybe even on AMC, because their shows they have some great shows, but not everything they put out. Like where FX is like everything they're putting out is like gold. So, all right, that's it for this one. Sound off down below. Let me know what you thought about the second episode of The Strain, season 4 of The Strain, or anything you want to talk about Strain related. Let's not talk about the book stuff. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody that doesn't want to be spoiled. So like I said, get the conversation going down there, and I'll keep it going, definitely. Thank you so much for watching. Always appreciate it. You guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time.